Doesn't it feel like- Oh. It's some winter, but it's the same thing in the-
You guys okay? I want to. Unless you guys want.
We're gonna get started with the pledge of allegiance.
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Jim, it looks like you're first on the list today.
I try to be. Usually about this time my day goes haywire.
We're monthly, not every meeting, January. It's not gonna be that on my edge. This one's still here. Oh, three. Have copies for me.
It's only the second one.
So this is from O'Hare Law Office. Yeah. Okay, we've got a check for EMS from O'Hare Law Office for $1,635.80.
Interesting today.
You're gonna Zoom.
Gotcha. All right, good morning. This is our monthly report in January. Basically, in the operations, a couple things have changed. Our staffing has went down 7%. We have one retired. They'll have a minimum staffing of one paramedic at all times at non-space. This month, we had two paramedics at all times for 94%.
Did they resign for a better opportunity?
No.
Okay.
Transfers and clearance. Yeah, went up 1.58%. I don't understand what the hospital's doing because it keeps saying transfer rigs from other places there. They're not playing nice, right? Personnel, we have no full-time openings for EMT, so we have one new paramedic opening with 3 new part-time employees hired. One part-time paramedic hired. One, since I wrote this report, one full-time paramedic also resigned. He had some family issues he had to deal with.
Who will still be okay on?
Oh, yeah, we're still fine. I still run at night. That's strategically.
Right.
I base them towards the north, and I think I'm based them towards the south, I think the north.
Okay.
Training. Last training was a hand heavy, which is the pediatric program that we're using. And triage. Current
Jim,
training.
let me stop you here. We might as well get this over with.
Oh,
Why was everything on club? Thanks, John.
Friday.
no. Did we start over?
No,
You were talking about.
Current trainings, we do trainings now 3 times a month. Basic and advanced cardiac skills. Just to keep everybody on the loop, and there's no errors and no critical judgments that they don't think about. Last incident was 7/23/25. Ambulance maintenance, 3308, which is the medic one that we have is out of service for charging and lighting issues, and on the way back from the shop, it dropped 2 valves. It's in a different shop right this second. It's got 170,000 miles. Currently it's sitting at the base waiting to go somewhere. It's just happened yesterday. Medic one, which is the one that we bought used for a while back. Current medic 3, which is current. 514 is at Joey's. It just got sent there yesterday. Early morning, and needs an entire new DEF system. That's one of the ones that's planning on retiring. Joey says he might, that sideline, he has a depth system that he pulled off one of our old ambulances. So I'm hoping he can just swap it out, because right now we're down 2 ambulances and they're running out of the transfer truck.
So, but we're okay at each thing.
We're okay in each base, just gotta utilize the chase cars a little bit more. Transfer trucks current, like I said, it's sitting at a different pace. The original 0084 that was on the list that we bought from, have so many issues with, has been retired. I think I've talked to a few of you. It's not fit for service. It's went out 4 times before each time it gets towed back, and 3 of the 4 times it had a patient on board. Good truck. As soon as they're done swapping all the stock and everything out, the radios out, which brings me to the new 84. The brand new truck got delivered last week. It's sitting at the radio shop right now, waiting for them to swap everything over. Hopefully that'll be a quick turnaround, because I really could use it right this second. 4149. That's Medic 41. That's the Explorer. 47 is my car. It just hit 100,000 miles. Still waiting time for a valve lifter issue, possibly a transmission issue. But I talked to them. They said it's probably not the transmission. There's a shutter in the transmission where it slips, and they said there's a service bulletin for that. They have something that fixes that. The MIH vehicle is leaving. It's going to the shop to get wrapped. I have to get you guys pictures of how it's gonna be, like 3 different colors, all 3 school colors wrapped. And I mean, it's gonna look like a dare car, to be honest.
Okay, so it's totally different.
It'll look totally different than anything else, but it will be set up to do as a backup.
Okay.
So that way I can pull one and send it to the shop if it needs to. Bases.
Before you jump into bases, Jim. Last time we had talked about getting in the works on getting another one ordered up. Because we thought it could be like a 2-year.
2029. The price right now for the F450 dually 4-wheel drive was $379. And it wouldn't be delivered till late 2028.
Is that box everything?
That's
Ready to go?
everything ready to go except for our logo and radios.
And what would we need if we wanted to move? We gotta give them some.
Yeah, we have to give them a deposit to hold it. I mean, I can secure a spot right now. But eventually they're gonna need something. Yeah. I got 2 other companies I want to look at first, because the FDIC is where you're gonna look at all of them. Something, no more end of April.
Yeah, if you do that and bring it back to our meeting.
Yeah.
Definitely. Right, it takes that long to get them.
Yeah, it takes about 3 years now
Yeah.
to get a 4-wheel drive one, yeah, because the other 2 got stuck. The last snowstorm we had, one got stuck at that. Fire department got it out over there. Fire department got it out down Bass Lake.
I think it'd be good to have at least one 4-wheel drive in the system.
Well, the one I call it, the transfer truck, it's all-wheel drive. It usually doesn't have an issue, but it's so small on the inside that you got 4 people in there and 1 patient, you can't.
All right.
You know, it could be something set up anymore, or something and put funds in for those 3 years or something. I think I'll put it.
But yeah, if you will bring that back to.
I will, definitely.
Next meeting.
You ready for base?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just making sure Medic 1, which is North Judson base. They reported a mold smell by multiple staff members, which follows up from Medic 5 issue we're gonna discuss in a bit. Medic 3, no known issues, just getting some updates right now, paint, holes patched, new lighting. We have a guy that works for us that's doing all the renovations, lightly funding the budget. Grovertown. Walked in Grovertown after a complaint. I look around, there's black mold coming through the ceiling. Then I have 4 crew members absolutely refuse to work down there anymore. Then I have One crew member says, well, if he gets sick, it's on us. You know about it. Uh, But that being said, I found a solution for temporary housing. I've looked at 9 different travel trailers in the last 5 days. I found one which is the pictures right here. It meets all the requirements. It has doors at both ends on both rooms, which is hard to find. It has all the appliances, everything else. Before I started playing with his pricing, we got down to 15. I have the money in my budget to cover. But I need to do something now to get them out of that building. The land that we were looked at down in Hamlet, Dave said he would work with us on putting a sewer system in, possibly with a grant. That grant could take 30 days, it could take 2 years. When I met with the health department, the soil sample guy, 2 people that remove trees. First, they said it's gonna be about $150,000 just to walk away. I haven't gotten an appraised value yet, but it's definitely gonna need a large mound system. And
If we don't get the septic.
if we don't get the septic in city, if we get the septic in city, it will be a nice location. But I just found out of another one I'm gonna go look at in a little while. It's sitting in Coons Lake. I just don't know who owns it. That's easy to find out. With Medic One, when I went up there, oh, it smells like something's going on in there. But I mean, bays are being, they're washing ambulances in the winter time. Water could be running in anywhere coming into there. So it could be anything, it could be nothing other than whatever, but I'm looking into the future because that building was built right around the same time that Grove Tower was built by the same people. And it is gonna need some renovations. So, which brings me to pictures. This camper here would be I'd like to get an extended warranty on it, which should push it to right around 19. They were supposed to send me the paperwork, but it didn't get finalized till Saturday. And they were closed on Monday. Push it right to 19,000 with an extended warranty. That way, if anything happens, so I just call them, they come fix it. After it's done at Medic 5, Grovetown, it was get sent to Fort Judson until we got that fixed. And then after that, it gets sent to the auction. Recoup some money.
I think, I mean, we gotta do something, we can't ship the base down.
Right. There's no housing at no bedrooms at Coons Lake and no bedrooms at Hamlet. So unless I put them in someone's personal house, which I don't want.
Well, this, you did that, and then you won't have the siren going.
Then I wouldn't have the siren
You
going.
can put the siren right to this camper.
Two wires that just have to be extended straight over.
So a couple of questions on the Grovertown 5 base. Has anybody been out to confirm the mold or air quality in the building?
No, you can walk up. I got pictures of all the mold. I've got pictures of the walls that are frozen where the blankets are frozen to the walls. So we know there's moisture coming in there. The pictures are coming around the top, around the vent system, around window systems. It's just with ServPro, I know ServPro, when they come out and do something, they start at $10,000 and then they go up to 150,000. So, and then they nickel and dime you to death after. With that being said, where do we want to stop with a building that we're going to replace? You know, this is the quickest solution to get them happy and get them to come to work. Would be this.
How old is this thing?
It's a 2015.
That's pretty old for a camper.
Yeah, it's got a new roof. And part of the package deal is they would go through and they make sure everything is working. right in the price budget that I need. And it's a temporary thing.
And there is a warranty we can put on it.
Yeah, there's a warranty we can put on it.
You know, we've been talking about this Grovertown base for a year now. And I think you said the land that we have up there is on the wrong side of the tracks.
No, the one that's being held right now,
No, the land that the county has.
yeah,
That-
yeah, it's on the wrong side of the tracks.
And there's no workaround for that. Not really.
No, because I mean, the train comes through there twice a day.
Mhm.
We discussed it, where it's not worth the risk
Mhm.
for there, because if the trains stop there for some period of time, then Medic 3 will go down there and catch it on this side of the tracks. It would delay time if we go to the land that we own to come all the way back up west and then go over the overpass, then shoot all the way back down. And a lot of times, 1 minute makes a difference.
What about that crossing east? Does that one get blocked very often? East of Hamlet a little ways.
It depends on what they're doing down there. I can't say for sure on that one.
That's our co-op.
Yeah, if they stop at co-op, they can be stretched all the way down for a mile and a half. They say they only have 15 minutes, but 15 minutes, so that's way too long to open us up there also.
Can you check on that other building we talked about, the old gas station?
The one beside it, well, the gas station, Tori said we cannot build on a gas station, old gas station property. The other one I have not checked. I was gonna do that today when I go down to Coons Lake and look at this other one. Yeah, that one would be perfect too. I mean, we have to pay a little bit more for it and it's ready to go. Yeah,
Back to that, I think we got,
I mean, I'm open to other options, but it's something I gotta do like this week.
Well, the only thing that concerns me is we don't have any verification as to what the air quality is and what type of mold we're even looking at here. So we have concerned employees, but what are we concerned about? Because we haven't had anybody come check it. And I don't know how much it would cost to have somebody come out and just say, yeah, you've got something here that's pretty toxic for the air. We can't have anybody in here. But to this point, that hasn't been done yet.
are they working at all now, Jim? or-
Yeah, I have to answer like which one's good out.
Some don't want to be in there at all.
All right, Mike, I was gonna say earlier, you read my mind. Even Amazon sells these, but you can get them at the drugstores too. You can buy kits that you put out in the environment, and then you send them back and they test it. There's also a company in Valpo that we've worked with, like, asbestos remediation that does mold testing. I think that would be the first thing to do. But the other thing I just want to say, and Jim, sorry, we haven't had a chance to talk about this, but we have a lot of people that live north of 30. The purpose of putting the Grovertown unit there was to be able to service 30 people in Coons Lake. And then, I mean, if you go down 30, there's a lot of people that live all the way to county line, you know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't be too fast to flip it over to the other side, so that way it can service this side where we already have 2 units that aren't blocked by tracks. I'd be cautious about that. I mean, it makes more sense just to rebuild the site we have. It's a perfect site,
We don't own it.
access wise.
We just don't own it. That's the problem. Nobody can tell me who owns it. I've done all that research numerous times.
Well, you know what? Then the commissioners, if it doesn't show that anybody owns it, the commissioners have capability and a vehicle to be able to secure that land for the county. That would be the still better.
What it says underneath the title description is state of Indiana. But no one can produce a lease. No one can produce any contracts.
Perfect. Commissioners can go after that, and that's not gonna be a problem.
What land's that?
The one it's sitting on now.
Oh,
One of the other concerns with that property was if they reconstruct
If they
30.
They,
that's why we was talking about building, Dave, because that 30 thing, when it comes through. We can.
More recently, they've been telling us that could be 35 years out.
Right.
Exactly.
So I wouldn't speculate on that. I mean, it'd be different if we were building a $10 million building, but you're talking about a $200,000 pole barn.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Actually, a renovation that may not even be that, might be 50,000. I don't know. You know what I mean? But cost wise, I mean, it would make a lot more sense for everybody's tax dollar to work with what we got, but also the safety side of it. I mean, being a fire chief in that area for that many years, I mean, very convenient, if there's an accident on 30. You know, and then other things like intercepts with, you know, Marshall County, all the things that happen on 30, I wouldn't wanna. Something you guys, I don't wanna make yourself in a corner though, so people from Coops Lake, as soon as this goes to the news after this.
The
watch the
time,
monsters that's
the
coming.
time difference from the location that's proposed to Coons Lake Firehouse. The difference is less than 2 minutes. Because you don't have to deal with all the traffic, you don't have to deal with all the curves and twists and things like.
Regardless, you get a real estate attorney on that tomorrow, you guys will hold that by the end of the week.
Well, I think
I would look at that first.
circling back to this camper idea, I understand Jim's urgency. I just feel like we haven't done our due diligence yet to prove out what's going on in the building.
I don't know what Rick went, we had a problem at one officer at the courthouse, and he called somebody in to check that.
Mhm.
We could check with him, it might be the one Dave's talking about, I don't know.
Right, I mean, if somebody could get out there in a couple days to rule it out.
Yeah.
You know, at least we'd know before we jump the gun on a temporary
Right.
solution. And I'm not saying that the building doesn't need work, cause I've been
Oh, it
an
doesn't
advocate
need
for a
work,
year
yeah.
now we need to get moving on it.
But if we could own the land like Dave said, it might be better just to even do this and start redoing it and get somebody over to start.
The other thing is if we're opening ourselves up for liability, if we're listening and admitting that there might be an environmental exposure hazard. We need to test that. We can test it right away. Like I said, you can buy the kit seat and get it started because just because you see water damage in a ceiling doesn't mean that there's airborne. mold,
Right.
You know,
Not just water damage, you can see the mold coming through the corners. It just popped up and that's confirmed their suspicions they've had for the last 15 years.
right, but if we have employees verbalizing that. You know.
And
we
that's
should-
how
we
it
should
got
act
the
on it,
medical.
and there's ways to test that very quickly. You know what I'm saying? Like Amazon can deliver those kits overnight.
The
And
company that came up with the clerk's office was there pretty quickly and the test was done.
Right away, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Maybe get with Rick and let's get it, see if we can get an answer this week, or if not, buy the kids like Dave's saying.
'Cause I think if we find that the building can't have employees in there for any length of period of time, we've got to pull the trigger on a temporary solution.
Yeah.
Regardless.
if they have portable filtration too, that can clean air up, you know, that can help with that kind of thing too, that.
Right.
So we're gonna go. I'll call them today, I'll talk to Rick.
And if we gotta have an emergency meeting later this week.
Yeah.
To make a decision, we can certainly put that together. There was talk of maybe one Friday anyway.
Right.
So. We could schedule a regular meeting after that,
Right.
even if it was short.
Yeah. See what that-
I'll have
Yeah.
it done by Friday.
Yeah.
And Jim, have you asked, Tori if FEMA owns any more trailers or any portable housing?
FEMA trailers were, a lot of them, from what I was told, this last trips to these camping places. Was all the FEMA trailers were built with formaldehyde,
Yeah.
which is now causing cancer.
Right, not FEMA trailers, just temporary housing, FEMA owns temporary housing too, that we might build a partner with somebody that. Might check into it as well.
I'll look into that one.
How much property are you talking about, that site,
Which site?
the site you're looking at?
The one we're looking at right now is 2.92 acres.
I mean, the existing one that you have,
It's less than a half acre.
and it says for the state. Who's is anybody paying taxes on it? That's where, no, there's no taxes being paid on.
Not that I know of.
No, if it's owned by the state of Indiana, there would be no tax.
Taxes, yeah, because the absolute says the owner is the state of Indiana.
How about if you go to the congressman? Ask him to look into it.
I think we could do some research.
Yeah. Documents for now, documents for each one of the bases.
I know that's a small piece of property there. It doesn't give you a lot of opportunity to have a potential second bay if we try to build something new.
Yes and no, I mean, it goes further out than we think.
Yeah.
It's pretty narrow, but lengthy,
It's
maybe,
narrow but lengthy.
you know.
I mean, I have the plans on the land, but that's about all I can get. Can't get any information on it.
They're looking at this one.
All right, I'll get the other stuff done. That's basically all I have.
While you if you get that company to come in, and check this one, might send
Have
them.
to send them a medic, yeah,
I would like to, with Justin.
Probably a good idea.
yeah.
That'll just put it to bed for sure.
Yeah.
If there's a serious hazard.
Oh, I did apply for a second MIH grant. Okay, actually, I was pushed into that one because it just came out on a Friday. And they have to get rid of the money for the extra money they had left over. So, any questions?
Thanks, Jim.
Not a problem. Thanks.
John?
I took just.
Oh, yeah.
Morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
The interest of saving officer, I have one copy of each. I have two moratoriums. Extension requests from the plan commission, both of them passed unanimously. One is for the battery storage systems and one for commercial solar. We're asking to extend the current moratorium, which expires tomorrow, until July 25th to give us more time to work on current drafts. We did the initial draft working group on the battery, the solar working group. The initial is scheduled for the 25th of this month.
John, I didn't hear what you said you were extending to.
The battery storage moratorium and the commercial solar moratorium,
No, the date that you're extending.
July 25th.
For
Thank
both
you.
of them.
For both of them, yes, sir. We're projecting probably two more working groups for each draft before they'll be ready for a plan commission vote. So we're looking at probably late May before they'll be ready for the commissioners.
There was talk with the planning commission of going a year extension, but the favor was we could get it done in the 6-month extension instead of dragging it out for another year. They have been drafted. The battery one, we did go through line by line in a meeting. The meeting ran late. We were actually losing board members and the crowd. So we decided we would have another meeting to go over the solar one in the same fashion, line by line. Actually, to date, the plan commission has not discussed amongst themselves. We've had a copy, but there's been no discussion. What was written was just written by the attorney, so it's all subject to change. And none of it's been discussed amongst the board yet. To date,
Was there a public hearing on those stuff?
yes, it was last week.
Yep, the 11th, we had a public hearing.
No.
Actually, nobody spoke. It was quiet.
July of this year.
Yes, sir. And then the current moratoriums do expire tomorrow.
So you would need a signature on this?
Yes. The very back page.
Yeah.
Can you hear? We can't hear anything,
I'm sorry.
Roy.
I will speak
Sorry.
up.
I mean, none of you, we're in a room full of people that cannot hear.
Go. Talk into that and see if it's working. Okay, so resolution 2026 PC 02 is for the extension of the commercial solar energy system. And that would be until, what was it, July
25th.
25th, 2026.
Mike, you said PC 2?
PC 02.
Oh, 2, okay, thank you.
So we would just need a motion or
I'll make the motion.
Charlie makes a motion to extend till July 25th, 2026. Second from Don, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Got a pen. Right. You got spoiled with mine last time.
All right.
Do I have to sign that?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Might as well do it now.
And then the auditors probably fill out the date and the top. Is there a spot?
We'll need a copy of that, John,
Yes, ma'am.
please.
All right. Oh, you'll read for that. Yeah. Okay, so this one is resolution 2026 PC 01, and that is to extend the battery energy storage systems to July 25th, 2026. And on this one, the work that we did was constructive. We had some feedback from the board and some feedback from some folks in the crowd. I think we had crossed out a lot of things, changed a lot of wording, and it'll go through and we'll read it again, probably make some more changes. So
You don't,
progress was made on this
you
one.
don't think the planning commission will come back for another extension? Why?
It's in the works. I mean, we're working on it actively for sure.
I'll make the motion to approve that.
A motion from Charlie,
I'll say.
second from Donnie. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Kind of you worked on getting things set up for Friday.
I have, everything's set up. We're good to go. We're gonna add the solar, like you guys discussed during the meeting on the 11th. So we'll do the hearing part. It should be quick. It's just the administrative changes for the job descriptions, and then we'll move into the solar.
Phil, I mean, for this Friday, you wanted to have an executive.
Oh, not yet. I have to get with Michaeline after this and
Okay,
get everything set up.
I think you guys kind of tentatively said that at the same time.
Just don't wait too long, we'll run out of time.
Yeah.
Yep, I'll do it first thing in the morning, well, after the meeting. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank
you.
Amy?
Good morning, everyone.
And Martin.
Okay, so I'm here today for a couple of things. Firstly, to ask for a clearing account, which acts as a bank account that you basically only write a check to the treasurer. So all the money goes in it and then you write the check to the treasurer. So Kelly helped me and I started with her and she got me in touch with the right person at the State Board of Accounts. So I heard back from a lawyer that says I need your permission and Kelly's. And then I can get this clearing account.
It would be similar to the recorder's office. The recorder's office does it.
And it would just be to help efficiency, kind of like we can get reservations online, we can get people through the gate quicker, all the things.
See, we have Justin now. Should we
Yeah,
have-
but we'll say we'll-
Justin, can you hear us?
Yes,
Were you able to hear what Amy had to say there?
something about our clearing account.
Justin, I spoke to the State Board of Accounts attorney and he said I need permission from the county's Board of Finance before I can get the clearing account, and then it would function just like the recorders where I would use the same EIN as the county. But
Okay, this is to establish the clearing account, Amy?
yes,
Okay, yes, that checks out on my end.
So you need to get approval from us and the council?
and Kelly, I'm going to ask or I'm going to go in front of the council. I'm sure they would like me to do that too.
And Amy, or Kelly, you said there's another, the recorder's office does
The
it?
recorder's office does it. If the clerk's office did, do you guys, yes, sir, you have a clearing account? A clearing account? No. Just a regular checking account, but you guys, they send me a check. I can invite us in.
I make the motion to let Amy go with it.
I'll second that.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. That is going to make my life a lot easier. Okay. Secondly, I have the Starke County Parks Annual Fiscal Report, which I plan to do every year for you guys. I have enough for the room when I'm done. So I'll just go over it briefly. I'm not gonna, just for the room so they can see and you guys can look this over more later. Section 1 is just park board membership, who's on the board. who appointed them when their terms expire. Section 2 is the financial overview. So for 2025, our total receipts were about 417,000, which is about 100,000 more than the year previous. The Bass Lake Campground revenue was 172,000 approximately, and the beach and the piers revenue was approximately 86,000. So you can see through the years that that's pretty consistent on the campground and the beach and the piers.
Real quick,
Mhm.
what's your projected work for 2026 in regards to the electrical out at the campground?
Well, right now, we're kind of trying to lobby the council and get everything lined up. I'd love to see something happening by spring, but right now we're sort of in a holding pattern to get everything ready and lined up properly.
Have you got adequate quotes for different
Well,
aspects of this project?
so basically what happened was we needed the RFP, but we didn't get it, so I had 5 electricians come out to.
Get it because the council.
Right, so only one of the 5 opted to give a quote or bid. The others, a couple just dropped off, and then there were several who said they would need the RFP before they could put in a bid. So that's kind of where we're at on the campground electric. I'll probably be back, hopefully maybe next month to talk about it.
Yeah, that would be good. I think keeping moving forward on this, even if we have to do it in stages.
I think we need to.
Yeah.
And we talked about that, they did it in state, for a little bit at a time.
Right,
And I
you
think the
could even-
council.
You could even add a couple of spaces,
Right.
which would help the money coming in.
Mhm.
If you could get the electric.
I think the council even had some suggestions on how you could potentially move this forward in pieces or something.
right.
Okay.
So hopefully that'll be moving forward this year. When I get down to the financial trend analysis, it says departmental revenues have demonstrated consistent year-over-year growth. Fiscal year 2026 presents significant opportunity for continued expansion, operational improvements, and enhanced public programming, which is so true. And the campground is really like integral to that, you can see. So section 3 is the department overview and operations, and that just lists the 7 properties we have. And for everyone who doesn't know, that's Bass Lake Beach and Campground, the Starke County Forest, which is on Division Road, Kramer's Beach and Coons Lake, the Starke County Veterans War Memorial here at the courthouse, and the 2 kayak launches, one at English Lake and one at Highway 23, which will get open this year. During the operational season, then the departmental headquarters are at the Bass Lake Beach House. Section 4, capital improvements and grants, talks about the LWCF grant that we got from the Indiana DNR with a matching grant from the Starke County Council. And it kind of talks about the highlights of what we were able to get out of that grant. If we wouldn't have gotten that grant, we wouldn't have a new beach house because they ended LWC grants in 2023. So we would have lost that opportunity. So that was really good foresight. Next section 5 is the funding and financial sustainability. The Starke County Parks Department is fully self-funded through revenue generated by Bass Lake Beach and Campground operations and department sponsored fundraising events. So beginning in 2023, sorry, the department no longer receives the annual $20,000 tax supported stipend previously provided by the county. Since that time, the Parks Department has maintained financial independence and operational stability. Section 6, community engagement and programming, just talks about in 2025, we expanded fundraising and community engagement efforts through some new events. There's lots more not listed, but these initiatives serve dual purposes, generating revenue and providing affordable, family-oriented recreational and educational opportunities for county residents, and additional programming is coming. I'm pretty excited about all the stuff we have on deck. This thing is going to grow and it's going to keep growing. It's all right.
Stuff going in.
I got a lot of stuff on my plate, and it's just going to continue to expand. Do you have any questions?
No.
Thanks for what you do.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Oh, we've got one out here.
Yeah.
What does RFP stand for?
Oh, you would ask me that, Joanne. Sorry. Justin, what does RFP stand for?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
Request for proposal. We got it. Sorry.
Oh, RFP, yeah.
The room answered for us.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else, guys?
Oh, we've got one more over here.
If I could just make one suggestion, great job, by the way.
Thank you.
It's all great, but kind of being the person that was involved in the grant and where the money came from. One of the commissioners may be gonna team up with the park, board. I just heard some rumors, I don't know, but I think we need to go back with our partner, so-called partner that was taking care of all the construction out there. I don't know if this is true, Amy, but I heard like they made some concessions, like they had said they're gonna make concrete this thick and they made it 4 inch, like whatever. And they were definitely way behind schedule. I mean, I think we need to hold those folks to the fire because they didn't meet their commitment with you. On what they had agreed on. If there's any like scratch back or payback that we need to get, we need to look into that because they did not come through with their part of the bargain.
They did fix the concrete. They did fix it to the right specifications. They had to rip it out. Well, they actually poured on top of it and put rebar in
They
it.
did a footing around it. I went out there when they did the
If
contract.
you want to meet me out there,
No, not me
we can
personally, I just
see.
wanna make sure that we hold their feet to the.
I agree,
fire,
though.
The commissioners,
Mhm.
because I don't know, maybe the concrete's only one thing, but also that the time period that they agreed.
Yeah,
You know, I think there's one set of bathrooms that still aren't done, like, you know, they were the ones that said, we're quoting this, we're gonna do it for this price.
mhm.
And it sounds like a lot of the things from what I heard from campers and people that went to the beach, honestly, I haven't looked at it myself.
You should come. and see.
Well, the commissioners are I wanna see myself. so-
Okay,
But I mean, I'm not in charge, the commissioners are. I just wanna make sure that we got the money from those folks, or not money, but we got. Money's worth from those folks, and if we didn't, that they pay us back, or that they get what they, promise, get it done.
You know, I pay you for it.
it is not painful. There's a little bit left.
And I've been working with Amy, but look, you guys, you don't have to stay involved with her, I'll stay involved with.
And I do appreciate all your help, Mr. Binkley.
One more here.
So, and it may be on there when you have those for us, you have done some, first of all, amazing events out there. It's so nice to see all the time you have something going on. You mentioned the fundraising, so that's where that's coming from. Is that broken out? I'd love to know how much you're actually making.
It's not, but I can get that for you, but I'll give you one this time.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Amy.
guys. I'll leave a few of these up here.
Sean?
Stuff that follow, thing there, pretty good.
Can you folks out there hear us any better? Yes,
Yeah.
hear us a little.
Here, the speaker would you sit close to the microphone.
Okay.
Chair way back.
Hear that, Sean? Close to the mic. To the mic, copy that, good morning, everybody.
You got a solid amount of voice.
Probably won't even need it, but that's, I'm gonna take full advantage. Good morning again. I believe I sent all commissioners the email attachment to this, but we're coming here today, Ms. Colleen Woods and myself, and Colleen's my supervisor of our home detention program and oversees our financial component. What we're asking for is continued funding to subsidize the cost of our GPS monitored pre-trial population. Now, I went to county council, I believe in 2023, and I believe it was approved. And the reason we're asking, because this is not a target population for community corrections. Our target population is anybody going to the Department of Correction. They don't want to see them unless it's a serious crime, and they empower us in the community to supervise them. Our pretrial population is unique. These are folks that they've not been acquitted, they've not had a trial. Their case could be dismissed, but they're a county problem. They're a county problem in terms of we're paying high incarceration costs to keep them in jail because a judge or a magistrate does not want to release them in the community without some level of supervision. And then the jail costs are so expensive. And I think I quoted on here originally when we started tracking this, the cost to house an offender in a Starke County Justice Center is on average $35 a day. Now, if that individual has medical issues, mental health related issues, things that require extensive outside appointments, that certainly inflates the cost as well too. What we're able to do is provide the court with an option to release some of these offenders on GPS monitoring. But the state statute does not allow for them to pay more than $30 a month on this. That's when it originated back in 2023. And it's not a big population. It's usually about anywhere between 5 to 7 pretrial defendants at any given time. And as you can see in the email, and we threw out some of the numbers. the total costs, that were paid and what I believe the invoices that Colleen would submit and you all would sign off on those. And the actual cost savings to the county, if these folks would have stayed in custody on average, roughly what the county commissioners are saving the county by having this program in place. So we're respectfully requesting consideration to continue with that funding avenue for this county population to help defray some of the high incarceration costs. Because my concern, and quite frankly, it won't impact and affect community corrections because it's not our target population, but as a Starke County resident, it certainly affects me as a taxpayer. And they sit in jail because a judge or a magistrate would be apprehensive normally to release a level 3 felon in the community with a victim, an alleged victim pending trial. I don't think any judge would probably do that, and that's just the realities of the business we're in. So I think if we didn't continue with the funding component, it would certainly, or it could potentially impact and affect some of the release decisions made by the court as well. And I'll certainly entertain any questions from anybody.
Who we putting down?
That's a good question, Mr. Binkley, and I got my financial guru Colleen Woods here. Right now, it's an $8 a day charge. And it looks like for the last calendar year, 2025, January through December, and we want to thank you too, because I think this was brought up maybe a month ago at your commissioners meeting, and there was an invoice that wasn't paid. I think you wanted additional clarity. But I thank you all because apparently the invoice was paid to us before we were even able to provide you the additional clarity. That's why we're here today.
I think the biggest thing on that, Sean, was where it come out of.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why we were questioning it.
Yeah, that's why we questioned it.
Sure. Thank you. And I don't know, and I respectfully couldn't tell you where that comes out of. Again, I'm not negligent in that aspect, but that's not my focal point. I know we submit the bill and it's paid from some funding source in the county. I know it's an issue that we can't subsidize it. I mean, community corrections, the money that we take in, outside of grant money, that covers all our costs. We pay for electronic monitoring equipment. We're unable to subsidize that kind of program because they're a pretrial defendant. The state can only charge them $30 a day. We charge 10 a day on an executed sentence. So that's $300 a month that we have to focus on collecting ourselves.
So our total cost in 2025 was roughly 31,000.
Oh, that is correct. Yes, sir. And
Would that be approximately your ask for 2026, I think?
I think it's hard to gauge that, and I asked Colleen's input on this because the population fluctuates. Right now, we have 4 individuals on pretrial monitoring. At the high end of that, we had 7. And we have avenues in place. Our pretrial officer, Chuck Phillips, monitors these individuals. So they're not staying stagnant on there for months on end without any court intervention. If they've been compliant for 2 months or 3 months, he files a motion with the court to have the GPS unit removed. And, the court proceedings can continue. And 90% of the time, the court agrees with that. So it's hard to speculate unless you would have a better idea on that, Colleen, in terms of what we would look at.
Say the same thing. It's hard to gauge based off of what the court's gonna do. But if you want to put like a cap on it, we can just keep track. I already talked to Chuck about that. We can keep track and make sure that we're not spending over if there was like an allottage for the year.
Thank you.
That's something, Dave,
Well, where's it getting paid from now? I just want to make sure that's not one of them we approved from COVID money, is it?
I think it was paid out of economic development.
Yeah,
It's getting paid out of seated.
that's
why we questioned it
Yeah.
the last meeting.
So there's no EPD dollars that come from Leslie's office that get included in that or anything else? Just straight commissioners?
Yeah,
So far.
might be coming out of King Cap.
I think it was coming out of Cume Cap, and that's why
Oh, that's
questioned.
Okay, yeah.
no, I thought it was seeded.
I thought it was seeded.
I'm pretty sure.
Well, I don't remember right now, but I don't think.
If you
Is that
decide,
something we can take out of open funds?
What's that?
Do we take it out of that opiate fund?
I honestly don't know. I don't know. I know right now we're utilizing opioid funding to continue with pretrial services already. That's been approved for this calendar year. I don't know without coming in front of the council or the commissioners if it can be. quite honestly. I don't want to say it couldn't, but I certainly don't have a concrete.
This percentage, you wouldn't be compliant if everybody was, because not all those offenders, a lot of our offenders are related to, you know.
Right. The substitutes issues.
The problem is that the indoctrination for that, money, you know, is specific to that, and it wouldn't go for the other ones.
I'm okay with funding it, just like you say, it's a lot cheaper than putting them in incarcerating them, but I just like. Where do we do? Do we want to go out jail seated or? Cause that's what brought it up anyhow.
Jail seated would, to me, make more sense.
Right. But I'm still back there. No, what do you think?
I don't think that jail seated, but we just have to have Justin make sure that qualifies from jail seated. It's such a small one.
You can't do it out of jail.
Well, I don't want to be quoted as saying small amount, but in relative terms to to jail seated, it's a small amount. That would be an easy way to do it. So as long as Justin Tram, you know,
Rachel just said you couldn't. You can't do it out of jail.
yeah, I was thinking it probably fit.
It's been paid for out of seated, and seated is the best fund you can choose for.
Yeah, it would be good. As long as it's not
It can't be
human.
jail seated.
Can't be. Thank you.
Well, jail seated is specific. Remember, we went through this thing before. We had to pull some things out where it's,
Right,
Specific to
this is
the
not
jail.
long ago.
yeah. so
I would just think
unfortunately-
something like this would be jail seated.
And we also added some things into jail seated.
Right.
Well, theoretically, it keeps people out of the jail. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
Crowd diversion, you know, all it does is keep people from having to sit in jail while they're waiting, you know.
It's not improving your jail operations.
Yeah.
Right. So you're saying, seated.
Well, you're probably wanting to go to the council meeting on that.
Well, that's a great statement. I don't know if I'm required to or not, or if it would be beneficial. When I spoke with council in the 2023, I don't know if it was a yearly thing. I did not see that in the notes. Maybe that was,
It was approved, because we looked it up, it was approved for 2023, it wasn't approved for any other year,
okay.
so.
So should we go back in front of the council then for
I would
continued
think so.
funding as well? Is
Yeah.
that what you're recommending?
I'll make a motion to go ahead and still fund it, up to like 35,000 for a cap for now, and then you stay in touch, and if it gets where we gotta go more.
Absolutely, absolutely.
What fund are you thinking?
You said it was seated now.
That's what it, I'm pretty
I thought it
positive
was-
it's.
Would these folks be allowed to,
What's that?
would those folks be allowed to say anything on this?
I don't know.
If we create the line for it though, and if we're approving it in the budget. I don't remember us talking about this though in budget workshops. This year we should include that and be one of the things that we consider, but I mean, if we consider that as a budget line item. You wouldn't think that you would have to approve that every year as long as we
Right.
budget that. But I specifically don't remember speaking about it again. I remember a long time ago, the 2023 thing. But you know, I would agree with Sean that if the commissioners. Well, I don't want to speak for the other six.
Right.
My personal, opinion, if you guys approve that. You wouldn't hurt to bring it forward.
I think we do.
Yeah.
I'll make the motion for 35,000. I would see
Yeah.
it.
I'll second.
I mean, the council is welcome to change it in a different fund if they would prefer it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's one of those things, that, you know, it's a balance because. We're helping the budget of the jail itself by keeping people out of there.
Right.
Because it costs us
Mhm.
more than that a day to house somebody. You know, but. You know, it's kind of weird where to take it, but that's what seed is for, is one of those things where you can't find a home for something else. Seed is the place to work.
Is your meeting tonight or tomorrow?
Tomorrow,
It's tomorrow. I thought it was today at 4:30, but I thought we changed back to 4:30 because the thing on this tomorrow is 6, how it's advertised for this month.
I wish you guys would change it back to 4:30.
Well,
Yeah,
for them, it's better for.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say let's go seat it so we,
Right.
the fund keeps going, and if the council changes it, I'm okay with the council changing that comes out.
So we got a motion and a second?
I'll second.
Yep. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, commissioners. I
Thank you.
appreciate that and everybody.
Thank you, Tom.
You're welcome.
Julia? What I see.
Good morning.
Thank you for allowing us to be here. We, in the extension office, we're excited. We have 2 new employees. Wanted to introduce them. We have Mindy, and she is working with our Health and Human Sciences. So she is actually a regional educator. She's in Porter, Starke, and Pulaski counties. So she works over the 3 counties. She's here at least 1 day a week. So we're excited to have her. She started November. December 1st, okay. December 1st, so she's been here for about 2 months, working in our communities, learning the communities and how she can help us. And then we also have Anna Helenig. She is our part-time program assistant. They are both, they're both Purdue employees. So she's part-time, Mindy is full-time, and she's here to help with anything in the office, do any programming with me, and just help wherever is needed. So I just want to introduce them to you guys.
Well,
Thank you. Thank you.
thanks for coming. Roberta?
Good morning. So I am here regarding a countywide records management issue, specifically around our FOIA requests and how they're being documented and retained. This is not about whether voting records are public. This is really about whether the county's intake and tracking process is complete, consistent, and reliable.
You have a copy of that for me?
I can give it to you afterwards. On January 22nd, I submitted an ARPA request seeking records reflecting requests for and dissemination of voter registration records. On February 3rd, I submitted a second targeted request seeking specific FOIA forms and related documentation. As of today, I have not received acknowledgement of the second request, which is well past the 7 days. In receiving and reviewing the records that were produced from my first request, I observed the following. FOIA forms are incomplete. They lack dates. Almost all lack signatures. All lack contact information. Some contain minimal description of what records were requested, and at least one form is attributed to an individual who states he did not submit that request. If the wrong name appears on a FOIA form, or if a form was not completed by the requesting party, that raises a serious intake documentation issue. FOIA forms are not optional paperwork. They are the official intake record of a public records request. If forms are incomplete, unsigned, undated, or attributed inaccurately, the county cannot demonstrate who requested records, when they were requested, what was requested, and how they were fulfilled. This is not a political issue. This is an internal controls issue. My question to the commissioners is simple. If the county has a FOIA policy, which we do, how is a request considered complete when required fields are blank or when attribution is disputed? This is about protecting the county from audit findings and legal challenges and ensuring public confidence in record keeping. What I have for you here today is a quick summary of everything I just discussed. My original records request, which you will see is fully completed with everything that I was looking for, which was request logs, intake records, tracking spreadsheets, similar documentation, written and or electronic requests, including emails submitted to the clerk's office, requesting voting registration records, any records reflecting the production, inspection, or dissemination of voter registration records, any records reflecting access to the voter registration records through the statewide system, including the access logs and audit records maintained, and any written policies or procedures currently used by the clerk's office. This was for the period of December 1st through January 22nd. What I received, the second one is my second FOIA request, which was targeted, asking very specifically for FOIA requests that were submitted by Tony Black, Justin Reisner, David Kasformis, and Leslie Baker. Any records, again, reflecting those productions of records.
What do you mean by targeted?
Targeted meaning that my first one, I wanted any FOIAs that had been requested through the clerk's office from December 1st until January 22nd.
Okay.
The reason that I came back with the second request is because when they filled my FOIA, which you will see in the next documents, this was originally a FOIA that was requested by Justin Reisner. You'll see it is completely filled out. You will see there's nothing on there asking for my voting records, nothing. His FOIA was filled with the FOIA request from Tony Black,
Again, you'll see not completely filled out. There is a date. That date does fall in the time frame of the FOIAs that I requested. I got these from Justin, just to be clear. What I received was
Justin Reisner?
Justin
or Justin
Reisner.
Schramm?
Justin Reisner.
Okay.
What I received from the clerk's office was this request that just has Justin Reisner's name, states info requested, Justin Reisner, Roberta Lee, and Darren Lee, along with our voting records. So again, not signed, not filled out, not even the same handwriting as Justin Reisner's request. He states he never requested my voting records, or his, or my husband's. I did not get Tony Black's, which was done obviously during that time frame because it was given to Justin. So my FOIA was not completely completed.
Now just backing up here, you're going fast,
Yep.
okay?
Sorry, I don't want to take too much time.
Understood. Are you suggesting that this FOIA request was forged in some way?
I am not gonna make any criminal activities. No, I will not state that. I'm stating that the FOIA is not completed, obviously. I'm just stating the obvious on the form. What I was told was that that is not the FOIA request that was submitted. The one that was submitted from Mr. Eisner was actually, I believe, submitted through the clerk's office and properly filed. And if you read that in your paperwork, you'll see it does not look anything like that. So that's that. Then I received another one from Dave Kesformis, again, no date, no other information. And then that it's hard to read, but I believe it was the caucus info voting records for 2 people. So I received that. I also will state for the record that I did not get any photos of the voter registration screen, which I know for a fact that, and I have those images and I can share them, that the records, my voting records, my husband's voting records were sent as digital photographs of the SVR system, not what I received, which is printed out copies. So they were sent obviously either via text or via email. I can't say how they were sent, but they're just pictures. Somebody obviously just took a picture of the computer screen and then sent that information to Mr. Black.
So you're saying you received all this, but it was not signed or filed?
Right, those are not signed or filed. They're not even completed, fully completed. These are just examples of what was supposedly, and again, I'm still missing Tony Black's. Now, the targeted request was exactly that. I wanted the Tony Black one that I was not given the first time. I also wanted, I know that Leslie Baker had put in a FOIA request. Just because she told me that she did. So I wanted a copy of that. And of course, I never got the SVRS records for the logs as well. So again, this comes back to just incomplete paperwork. This is a common theme, unfortunately.
Again, this looks to me like it comes from the auditor's office, not the clerk's office.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't say. I just know. Right, this one was filed.
Don't say clerk.
Right. So this one, well, if you look at the top of it, it might be.
It all went through our county attorney's office.
This one did too?
All of it went through.
Yeah, see, it is this. I think it is this. It's just cut off.
Oh, okay.
See, because it says public access request. And then if this one's different, this one is different. That's the same one that I used, the county one, but it looks like the clerk might have their own that requires a signature, but nothing is signed.
Well,
So
more.
no, I was just gonna say, so I guess my question is, what is our policy? And, I mean, I believe the State Board of Accounts is here, you pointed them out. I can tell you that this would not probably fly.
For the sake of not getting to a big argument here in the meeting, I am curious. Bernadette, can you fill us in on the process here out of your?
I will not.
Okay.
Do you want to come to the election board meeting, and talk about this?
But these did come out of your office, or you're not sure?
Yes,
Okay,
and which went through county attorney.
okay.
mean, I remember when the FOIA stuff started a couple of years ago, and, you know, my understanding, and Justin, maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, is that the FOIA form was created so that it would be completed properly, and obviously we're not doing that. And I would like to see that all of our departments are doing things the same, right? My guess is if I were
Elections are a
to,
little different than everything else.
this isn't elections, I wasn't asking for anything from elections, this is just copies of the FOIA requests. And a FOIA request is a FOIA request, and if those other things aren't required on it, then those lines shouldn't be on the form.
Would you guys mind if we put maybe a review of the process on the next? And maybe we can do a little research on if the process is being followed properly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael, could you pencil that in on the next meeting? Maybe just give us like a 10-minute window to discuss it.
Yeah, and if you guys like, I can talk a little bit about just from my standpoint, kind of what happens when we receive them. So, and Roberta's right, we developed this form a few years ago because we were getting a lot of public document requests. So FOIA is kind of what they refer to at the federal level, public document request. You know, at the state level, kind of one and the same. But we developed the form to make it a little bit more of a pointed request because we were getting a lot of willy-nilly requests where people were asking for things almost like they were interrogatories and not public documents. So basically how this works, I would say 2/3 of the public doc requests I get sent to me. About 1/3 of the time, the department head could usually supply the document themselves. So typically when I receive them, and the auditor does a really good job. The auditor's office of getting them to the right departments or asking me who needs to receive it. So we send it over to the department head, and I usually formulate the answer after I receive the information from the department head because I'll be honest with you, most of the time I don't know what document they're asking for because I'm not the department head. So, you know, in this case, we'll get a public doc request. We'll send it over to, let's say, the clerk. And sometimes they've got some clarification questions. They'll say, okay, this is what I think they're requesting. You know, and I'll provide a little bit of insight about what they should be looking for. When I get the documents back from the department head, I formulate the answer in one of my forms. It basically says, it identifies their request. The answer, it says see attached. So, I mean, typically that's how it goes. I'm not sure in this case. I think there's disagreement between Bernadette and Roberta, I guess, what was being asked for, what was being supplied. Obviously, I'm not going to weigh in on that because when it comes to voter information, I will be the first to admit I don't know a lot about those voter records unless I really have to. So again, just to kind of tell you how our process works at this point, when we get the request, we send it to the department head. They may ask me some clarification questions, and then we'll formulate an answer and supply it to the requester, usually within the time frame requested. Sometimes it requires a little bit longer. It's not the case, I don't think, here, but sometimes people will ask for documents that aren't documents maintained by the county. You know, so people will ask, or some people will submit questions to us almost like it's a court proceeding, like they want us to answer the questions. And, you know, usually we respond to that if it's not a document we maintain, then we have no obligation to turn anything over, create a list to supply a request. Again, I'm not saying that's the case here, but, you know, we get a lot of requests that really can't be fulfilled for that reason. Or sometimes they'll ask for a huge number of documents without it being properly tailored, and we'll, you know, respond that, hey, that request can't be satisfied as presented for that reason. So again, just kind of my process, how I handle it. You know, but honestly, we're kind of at the will of the department supplying the information because a lot of times, again, we don't know firsthand you know, what information we're being supplied with. So we do kind of have to lean on the department heads to understand what the request is, and we'll clarify as needed. So anyway, a long-winded explanation to kind of tell you from the point we received the request and an answer is supplied where things could go wrong. So.
There's also always the open door chancellor that's always happy to, if anybody disagrees with my responses, that they can go to the open door chancellor to dispute.
I think we can take this in and then maybe have a discussion to make sure our process is followed well throughout the county. Which I think is more or less really what
What I'm asking for.
you're
correct.
asking for.
Yeah. That's absolutely. what-
Seems like a reasonable, yes, we got a hand up.
Yes, I'm a little confused here. What is this information that you're looking to obtain for, Roberta? How
What-
people are voting?
No, I was
What
not
is the-
asking for voting records. I was asking for FOIAs. So when,
Wait a
if you
minute, what
want,
is a FOIA?
a FOIA is a Freedom of Information Act form.
Okay.
So if you need something from the county, anything that's considered public record,
Okay,
you can go and complete a FOIA request. So if you want voting records, you just fill out a FOIA request and you can get somebody's voting records. Where my concern came in is that the FOIA requests for this information are not fully completed. All they have is a person's name, no date. So there's no way to know when was it requested. You know, there's nothing there other than a name. There's a place for a signature and there's no signature. So the forms are just not completed fully. And in my case, I know that there were other FOIA requests in that time window because somebody else gave me their FOIA request for the same information, that information was not given to me.
Why
in my
do you
FOIA
need this
request.
information?
Well, I needed the information, quite frankly, to deal with something downstate. So I needed it
this-
because it was about me. I mean,
this-
they were requesting my voting records. So without getting into that, because there's other proceedings that are taking place
Yeah, I
on
was
that
just
that I
curious.
can't get into.
All right, that's fine.
but it's initially, what I'm saying is though, it says here for voter information, it's like everything centering around election time once again. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
yes, it was voting information. People had requested my voting information. So that's how it all started.
As how you voted in particular parties, is that it?
Yeah, just my
Okay.
general vote.
That's the only
That's
way
correct.
that you can get information is how they vote in the primary, not how
Right, you can't see general.
you actually vote. It's just how what party you pick in the primaries. That's the
Okay.
only way.
I think that stuff was supposed to be private.
Not how you vote, not party.
Oh. Yeah.
How you vote on your parties is, yes, but not what parties you choose.
That's a whole other conversation. You guys have. Yeah, you guys don't have control over the office. I understand. You do have control over the process. of these forms and how it is. Again, as always, I don't want to see the county get in any kind of trouble in the future. So making sure that we have all of our ducks in a row, I think is very important.
Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Can I ask a question?
Yes,
Are
ma'am.
FOIAs required? I mean, I've been sitting through the meeting 3 or 4 years, and at one point it said, everybody's asking for info, so we suggest you do a FOIA. That's how I remember it. But I don't remember FOIAs being
You can
required.
request them over the phone, you can request them in person. They don't have to be on paper.
That was my question. The way I remembered it was so many people were getting information out of the hallways at that time and rumors that you guys said, we suggest you FOIA request to make it more
It's documented.
organized.
You also have the ability to inspect records on site, because I think people forget about that very often. So if you want to stop into the office and those records are available in any public area, you can request that and make that inspection on site without a 7-day waiting period. And sometimes that speeds along the process a little bit.
Did I see Gwen back?
Great. Good morning, gentlemen, and Michael Heem. So we're here for the second reading of the section 4 ordinance. It was approved obviously at the last meeting for the first reading. So this will then, after, if approved for the second reading today, it would go for advertising. Again, this is something that is, if they need replaced, if they're removed, this or that, it falls on the person that has damaged them, remove them. So not on our office.
So if it's approved today, you can still do a third too.
Is there a third one then after this, Mike Honey? Just the second one, right?
I think there's just 2 readings.
And then
There is. 3
it is?
readings?
Oh,
It used to be 2, I don't know.
Are you imposing
um,
Are you imposing a cost?
no,
section corner ordinance.
It's just a section for the ordinance.
Yeah, because usually if there isn't any fines, usually you don't have to go through all the readings, but we're doing it that way,
Okay,
so
okay. Yeah, whatever needs
I'll
done.
make a motion.
So this was,
Second.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
I,
Aye.
okay, so I'll just need a signature at the.
Might not hurt to do it there.
Okay, I will.
Good.
Yeah, and then just a real quick update for you guys, prior to me coming into the office. There were questions, Donnie, you and I had spoken in email, this has been like a year ago. And it was in Railroad Township, there were 26 section corners that had been removed. Just wanna let you know that those have all been taken care of and replaced. That was done by Atwell and no expense to us except for, we're gonna be sending an invoice out for $3,316.30. Cause we provided the Harrison monuments to them. But that actually
But
came
they're
to,
all done.
they're all done. All the paperwork's up in the office, ready to be filed away. And so that was at no, again, no cost to us except for they're gonna pay us $33. So, yeah.
Justin, does she actually need to read this in a public meeting?
No, you don't have to do a full
President.
reading. You can you can read just the title.
I think that's the president's job to do that.
You created this.
No, well, actually, I didn't. The previous surveyor did, but it didn't get approved. So, Starke County, Indiana Board of Commissioners, Starke County, Indiana ordinance. There's no ordinance number on it yet because it's not approved. So of 2026, it's an ordinance establishing procedures and penalties for removal or alteration of a section corner or high accuracy reference network point of benchmark monument. And I mean, this will go online too, and it'll be advertised. I'm more than happy to put it on our surveyor Facebook of people thinking want to read it. That's
They can request it anytime.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can do that too. So. Yep.
So Justin, does it need a third reading?
Not if they vote to suspend the rules and pass on second reading and 2/3 of them vote in favor of it.
I don't mind coming back in front of you guys just to make sure it's.
She just wanted to know signature.
All right,
Do I
thank
have
you.
to sign that?
You will after the
when
third
it's
reading
final.
when it's final.
Okay.
Thank you, Ruthleen.
Bernadette?
Good morning, Jim.
Good morning.
All right, election equipment. I have put together a little packet that shows the amount of machines that go to different locations. We start with 24. And the number of machines going to different locations. And then 26 primary. You'll notice there's a difference between midterms, municipals, and presidentials. And you'll notice a difference between primaries and generals. You don't always need the same amount of machines for all elections. That's why I can't really, that's why I had to give you a packet. Because I can't tell you that every election needs the same amount of machines at every vote center. It's different. I could tell you that, but we'd be wasting money if I did that. Or if any clerk did that, they'd be wasting money because every machine that is programmed costs money. And when you don't need that many machines for that election, why have them programmed and waste that money? I don't see a reason to do that. So that's why I broke it down like this. So you can see. So for the primary, this is what we will have to deliver. And I welcome all of you to ride along with me
and see how I deliver the equipment. So you know what you're getting yourself into, because this is my last election, this is my last time.
So I have a question on this.
Okay.
'Cause we've kind of talked about it.
Yep,
And you're operating under the assumption that the next clerk may not take this responsibility.
it's not the clerk's job.
Okay,
It's IC code that the commissioners deliver the equipment.
I've just not heard of this before.
I've been trying to warn you guys for 7 years now.
Well,
I've been taking it under my wing.
enough being.
I've been taking it under my wing
Are
and
there
doing it.
Clerks that are not doing it currently?
Yeah. 90% of them are doing it.
The commissioner do it.
Yeah,
Make an
or
ordinance
pay to have it
that the clerk has
done.
to do it.
What's that, Dave?
Make an ordinance that the clerk has to do it.
Right.
What the majority do is hire a moving company to have it done. That's what majority of them do. But we don't have any moving companies in our area, so that's where I see the problem.
Couple people I know it probably.
Some of them, they have to be vetted before anybody can even.
Well, it's gotta be.
Bonded out to be able to do
Right.
that. Yeah, they have to be bonded to move the voter machines.
They don't have to be bonded.
They don't,
No,
probably insured, but
because they're locked up.
no.
Two I'm thinking about are already bonded with the county for different work, but, so you're saying next for May, we need to.
Well, I will take care of it for primary and general again, but after that. You know, I'm not gonna be the clerk.
That's not saying the next clerk wouldn't also volunteer her time to do it.
Right.
Well, will she have the equipment to do it? I have access to a cargo trailer. You have to have a cargo trailer. She may not have an access to a truck and cargo trailer to do it. Or he, whatever it happens to be. Sorry, I should have said that earlier. But
This May, we're okay. That was your thing.
yeah, May, we're okay. November, we're okay. But we have to get a plan in place for the municipal election. Yes, and, you know, we have to get equipment to the
I know
community center and to Judson for the municipal in 27. You guys have to have a plan. And then we have a presidential coming up in 28 where all the equipment will be out in all 7 locations, and we have to have a plan.
Don't you have resources within the county? I mean, whatever departments they've got to be able to move that stuff?
And it gets a little trickier if we use county employees.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's gotta be all bipartisan then,
oh,
if we do that.
I got you.
If I,
Yes, sir.
actually in defense of Bernadette, that was very gracious when she took over, but Michelle actually reminded us. Way back when we were inspectors, each inspector had to get the equipment to their site.
That's the way, well, when it was
Maybe not.
suitcase size, I can't do that anymore. It's against
Yeah, I'm just saying,
AC code.
I'm just defending you that, you know, that in the past, that's how we did do it. Like, that's why it wasn't a big issue back in the past,
Oh,
you know, until more recently.
yeah, well, we went from suitcase size when the inspectors were able to take it. To coffin size, what I call coffins, because that's what the size they are now. And inspectors are not allowed to take the equipment anymore per IC code. And it's up to the commissioners to make sure that the equipment is delivered to the sites the night before the election.
I'd be able to get volunteer drivers, volunteer workers from within our organization, still pay them. But have a sign up, you know, like, I don't wanna throw Rip under the bus, you know what I mean, but you know, you can rent trailers and you can rent, you know. Box trucks and things like that, you know, that might be the route when it comes time, you know what I mean? See if employees wanna sign up for it and earn a few extra bucks. If it's allowable within an air salary structure.
No, not only do you have to disperse it, think about the night of or the day after and bringing all the
You said
equipment
it
back.
didn't have to be, right now, I know you do, cause I've helped you. At night, you bring stuff back, but you don't have to till morning.
The next one, yeah. But that night, the clerk has to have somebody on staff if a machine isn't tallying to run and go get that machine
Right.
and bring it back to the courthouse so the election board can tally it if there happens to be any issues with it.
Kind of link, like Dave said, we put it. Let the clerk, whoever the clerk is, take charge of it, we'll back them or whatever with the money, or like Dave said, we can get volunteers, we don't lean on us, it leans on that all. For them to coordinate for it.
That's
That's what
completely,
I don't know, we gotta do an ordinance or what we gotta do.
but it's gonna be between you and the
Well, that's
next,
what I'm saying, yeah.
because
Wonder if this would qualify.
it's,
for executive session. Voting stuff.
the security of it, I think would.
Right.
Justin, don't do that.
Justin, would this qualify for an executive session to?
Since we're talking about election equipment and security,
I believe it would.
No, I think we should probably collaborate in an executive session.
Yeah.
We want to schedule that. Be nice if front of that could be there.
Oh, yeah, for
Collaborate
sure.
with this.
Well, John's gonna set one up, we need to try to do it unless you wanna do it later on. I mean, we don't have to do it right now, especially if she's gonna take care of it this year.
Well,
We gotta be
what-
ready.
sooner the better.
What she.
We need a plan.
Thing is, she wants us to see how she's done it,
Right.
so.
Because there's protocols and signatures and seals that have to be accounted for and seal numbers that have to be accounted for.
Are you working here this Friday?
Yeah, I'm here Friday.
I wonder if we could just
That's what I said, cause John's gonna set
Right.
one up.
do it right after that as a separate meeting. 'Cause I
Yeah.
don't think John will take
Yeah,
30
'cause
minutes,
Bernadette's will be longer.
yeah.
Justin, can you send me the IC codes for those two meetings so I can post it, please?
Yep, I can do it.
Thank you.
Go.
Okay.
That'll be at roughly 12:30 Central Time.
12:30 Friday.
That work?
I can do that. This really isn't public yet. It'll be announced on our election board meeting on Wednesday. The front page is 24. If you turn the page over, it'll be 26. Not a huge, but a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
All within the budget.
Mm-hmm.
So won't be asking for anything. All within the budget.
Great.
I don't have that paperwork. What are you talking about? Oh, thank you.
Oh, yeah,
Thank you.
And a key, my election clerk needs a key. I keep forgetting to ask for a key for her, for the courthouse. Can she have a key? Anita,
Oh, yeah.
because she's gonna be coming in early.
Probably.
I'll make a motion, you get with Rick and get a key to the courthouse. or
Okay.
Anita.
For Anita.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That's all I have, guys.
Guess we'll see
Thank
you
you.
Friday.
Friday at about 12:30, right?
Yes.
When's the election board meeting for that?
Election board meeting is Wednesday at 9:30.
Thank you.
Where I like that.
Thanks, Benny.
Thank you.
Michelle? Hello.
Oh,
This is Mike Ryan from Nexus. That's the contract bid you guys approved.
Yep.
And he has a request to be able to get to the server by VPN because they work mostly from tablets, which you guys knew from the bid, and most of his work is in the field doing the site visits to the houses. So I'll let him speak for himself why they want.
Yep, no problem. So I just have a couple talking points here of why the remote access is important. So when we do stuff on the tablet, we gotta like check the parcels from the system out to the tablet, take it out in the field, do your field work, and then you have to check it back in. So in order to stay out like in the field for most of the day and to be able to like go back to our home office and like do reviews on GIS and just make sure the work's presentable to turn in. It saves a lot of time to be able to remote access, like, so on the VPN, on the tablet, you just connect to the VPN and you just check your parcels back in. And they'd go into the system in the office, and then the person that does the data entry can just pull up those parcels that are in there to data enter. Plus the VPN will help with like things like if the county office is closed due to weather or a holiday that our company doesn't take off, we still have access to like get on the server and do the work that we need to do. It helps meet timelines, like when we do trending and we need to have the sales ratio study in, it just helps to be able to have the access to the work. Maybe if you're working more than 8 hours a day and you can work outside of county office hours, having that remote access would help with that.
Okay, I've got a quick question for you. How's work in Starke County going so far?
We technically haven't started yet.
They start May 1st.
Oh, okay.
The previous vendor's still working it, but we're trying to get the process set up for when we start, we can hit the ground running.
Okay, for some reason I thought they took over the first of the but.
The assessment calendar runs separate from the actual fiscal calendar, so our former vendor is finishing out their contract to finish the ratio study and the things that are for the prior year.
Is your current vendor, do they VPN?
They do not, but they have, as we discussed in the meeting for the bids, they have 3 people that work here. And, you know, and you guys didn't want that because it cost more. So we will have one person that works here part-time, I'm thinking is kind of what. Yeah, and then he will work remotely, and that was kind of what they said when they bid it.
Stanley, do you foresee any issues with this?
Yes.
I kind of thought you might.
Yeah, I refuse to set up a VPN connection for any equipment that isn't managed by the county. We install security equipment on that's security software on all of our equipment, and that's what I'm accountable for, to maintain the integrity and security of our network. And without being able to ensure that to the best of my ability, I will not vouch for that on a third party's equipment. We can set up a remote access to something, but not just a straight VPN connection from third party device.
And would he still be able to do his work if he did it separate, like you just talked to Sam?
I believe that we could come to a middle ground compromise, so that he still could while keeping the integrity. Yes.
I guess my thought would be, could they collaborate and then bring it back to us with a better solution? That'd be possible.
Yeah, I'll make a motion, we take with, get up with Stanley. Stanley, we'll hook up with him and you guys figure it out, till our next meeting. Okay.
I'll second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for
So
being here.
you'll put us on the next agenda? Yes, I will.
Oh, looks like we're down to Rachel.
Why, you had in class?
Not quite last.
Hey. The best for last.
That's what we're going to.
This rolly chair is kind of handy.
Not something I want to do, but it needs to be done. I have two office individuals that work for Stark County Highway. One is office manager, the other is an asset manager. I want to combine those two positions into one position. Never used to be two positions. That happened in 2019 when I became auditor, and they hired two people to replace me. Do you want, do any of you need to know 1176, 1173 breakdown as far as funds?
I guess, are you proposing to do this now?
It will be
Maybe-
effective July 1st.
Okay.
Unless that individual finds something before July 1st, and then it'll be effective whenever they leave.
Is there a reason why you don't want to go to the end of the year?
There's no need to.
This budget was created for both positions for this year, wasn't it?
Correct, but what I can do and what I'm going to do is go to the council and ask for a reduction in appropriation in that line item within that fund.
Guess my only thought is, why the sudden urgency?
Because the things that I have done over the past few years, I need to do more. So 1173, 1176, we used to get all of our MVH money into one fund. It was 1176. And that's what you worked all of your activities from within the department. December 18th of 2018, state legislators decided to break up 1176 into 1176 and 1173. 1173 is preservation only, paving, chip sealing, crack sealing. And the 1176 is everything else, which is the majority of our work.
So are the two black and white copies here, the old,
Yes,
and the fancy colored one is the new?
yes. So 1176 has historically been negative. And although State Board of Accounts won't take exception as long as 1176 and 1173 combined is a positive balance, I don't like the negative in 1176. We have to do something else. So things that I've done so far. I haven't hired a third mechanic. I haven't slotted for a third mechanic. I haven't hired one because our budget can't withstand it. I haven't hired two additional drivers that I could be using because the budget can't do it. I haven't hired an extra sign man, which we're slotted for, because our budget can't hold it. The employees only got a 1% raise this year. I've been actively trying to help out 1176, but it's not working. I need to do something more. Bringing it down to one office person will save about $80,000 a year.
Justin, question. What would be the county's liability of retaining an employee that has a known termination date?
I guess I'm not 100% sure what you mean. You mean past the July 1st deadline that Rachel had mentioned, or I guess what are we talking about?
He's asking if we're gonna get in trouble because I'm getting rid of one employee.
But not till a certain date. I think is Mike's question.
Well, in some situations, when you have an employee that has a date that they know they're not gonna be employed, situations can happen between now and then where employees become injured or something and it becomes a county liability.
Well, I mean, your employees are at will, so if they give you cause for termination, they can always be terminated earlier. Just because you promise a July 1st date doesn't mean if they do something inept in their employment that fits within, our handbook's definition of what's terminable, then you can do it. I mean, technically with an at-will employee, you can terminate them anytime for anything, for any reason. Obviously, absent firing them for a discriminatory cause, but
Honestly, I would like to do it now. I'm just giving the July 1st date to be courteous.
Well, courteous to employees sometimes doesn't work very well.
I'll do it whenever you guys approve it.
I guess my thought is if you're gonna move forward with this and we approve it, I don't know that we want to continue with employment until July 1st.
So in 2 months, things get hectic out there, you're gonna want somebody back.
Absolutely not. There does not need to be 2 office people at Stark County Highway.
So if we sign this, Justin, could it? Does it still have to go through council for?
No, because
Not
you're not,
taking away.
yeah, you're taking
We're
away.
not adding.
So
spot.
wouldn't have to get approval there, right?
I'm just gonna do through the council, the reduction or appropriation to that line.
I guess my only suggestion would be to make it more immediate.
And I told her, man, like to say about this, yeah. Cause if you or your woman could step in the position for an hour or two
Oh, yes.
to help, help each other out.
Yes.
I'm okay with it, but I'm like you, I think it needs to be done now, not down the road.
Well, how about we just do a motion here on a public record as to what direction we want to go for this? That's a suggestion.
Can you do a date too?
I would think so.
Do a date.
You're saying like if we want to make it
Effective day tomorrow.
Effective, 2 weeks from now, tomorrow.
at noon, I mean, you could.
I would stipulate in your motion that it's for financial reasons. Just so there's no questions.
I'll make a motion that we approve this office administrative services manager position. To combine the 2 previous spots. Effective. What do you guys want that
Say immediate,
immediately?
and it's at her discretion.
Um,
Finance reasons.
for financial reasons.
Okay, we have a motion from Charlie.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
What?
Sure. Plow. Brand new plow.
Oh, it's a plow, not a truck.
Yes, not yet,
One
plow
of the truck.
for
Four.
truck 7, and it will also fit on truck 4. Truck 7, truck 4. Those 2 pickups didn't have plows and,
That's cheaper than
yes.
going out.
Yeah, and it came with all the fixings too,
Right.
not just the plow, everything.
Hmm.
But, I learned normally we don't have the winters like we have been having. But if we do have that type of winter again, I need one of those new trucks with a plow.
Right. I'm okay with it, I was just wondering.
Anything else? Mike, do you have anything?
I will say that I think your plow crew this year did a really good job.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
We had a few new flowers and they handled this season very well. It being what it was, which is. I think this past weekend was our first 3-day weekend off.
I mean,
For
I
the
did have
holiday.
to add additional tape to my mailbox, but I think it'll get through the rest of the season.
But didn't you get color tape because?
It's color tape
Okay,
now, yeah, so
we
it stands out
it's a
better.
little better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will work harder on that one next year. Bonus for whoever knocked over Mike's mailbox.
Thank
Yeah.
Mikey?
Oh.
Maybe 5 minutes.
I was a little worried. Behind here. Well, I am here in front of you guys today because I have, this is my first monthly report. So bear with me. I think we're all in a learning process to make sure this is how I'm supposed to do it. If you guys don't like it, if you want something added or something changed, just let me know. So overall, our status is on track to start our 3rd quarter. The team is focused on operational consolidation and program delivery while preparing for an upcoming office relocation. So we just moved our offices to save us some money with the foundation. We have a smaller office size. We had a really really big. It was over 3,000 square feet, and we did not need that for a two-people office. So we have moved. We are located more centrally now as well in Knox. We are downtown. We're at 15 South Main. Our key wins this month where we got our contract approved with the county. We secured a more affordable office space. We organized 40 years of material in preparation for this move, because last year the foundation did celebrate its 40th year of inception. And so and let me tell you, there were 40 years worth of stuff in that office. Was that fun? And we had a successful business retention and expansion meeting with local industry. Our top issues and concerns, moving the office is taking a lot of time. It took a lot of time, and making sure that we got everything organized, safely secured was a task. To eliminate any confusion that we had, Tara, our executive assistant at the foundation, was put in charge of office relocation, and she handled that tremendously, so well. I can't give her enough kudos, of how well Tara did at that. Our outlook for our next month, which we're kind of in right now, I'm talking about January and February. We're finalizing the move. We're gonna begin implementing the business retention and expansion feedback that we've heard, and we're going to launch our next class.
Where did you move to?
15 South Main, downtown Knox.
Okay.
Right next to the dollar store, right across from the Rabbit and Birdie's.
Okay.
Our major accomplishments, the county contract was approved for 2 years for $110,000. We held a building your business plan workshop on January 22nd. And we had a successful business retention and expansion meeting on the 27th. Our projects that are in process right now, we have Project Judson. It's still in its initial phase. We found our site and we're moving through the permitting process. We have a meeting coming up in March, and then they will be going to the BZA in the Area Plans Commission. We did have a couple issues, risk and mitigation, and how we figured that out. During our second quarter, we realized that our inquiries into our website were not inquiring to us. They were just going out into the web and just being nowhere. So to correct that, we got a new IT company, we fixed our website, and now inquiries are coming into us. But that was something that did happen in our second quarter. But in our third quarter, we've totally implemented change. We have a new process put into forth when inquiries come in and how we get them scheduled into our office. I attended an ag strategy summit on the 30th of January. Kendall Culp got to speak, and we were able to talk about how agriculture is important in our community, how we can keep growing it and making it better. Our top priorities for February would be Starke tank sponsorship and advertising to get our applicants in. Last year, we had 10 applicants, and over half of them applied within the last week of it happening. So we have one right now, which really isn't that off of where we were last year, but we're hoping to get 10. I can say that we have added some of our high schools into the competition as well, where their high school business class will be able to pitch at that as well. They'll be able to pitch as well, and during the admission portion of that. We have a meeting with Ivy Tech coming up today, actually, after this meeting, about adult education and what classes they're thinking that they're going to be able to host here, formulated from our survey that I put out over the past couple of months. And on February 26th of this month at 10 a.m. at our new office at 15 South Main, we will be hosting another class, Funding Your Future. And we will also, with Indiana Small Business Development Corporation, and we will also be bringing in First Source about financing, personal financing as well, to help with checking accounts, credit, everything like that. So, is there any questions?
Did you say you're having an open house for your new location?
I did not, but if that could be an idea I'm gonna write it down. I think it's a good idea. Open house.
That first workshop you had, wasn't that a full house?
Yes, it was. And
working, I mean.
it is, yes, it is. It is working and I can't wait for Source to join us at this next one and just to see what we can do in bringing in our local partners, help our local businesses. I think it can everything. Is there anything that I didn't cover that you would like me to cover?
I think you did a great job.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Okay, well, I'll probably keep that same format moving forward. And I look forward to talking about February next month.
Okay, before Mikey leaves,
I
you
have it.
wanted,
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No.
I had a copy for you if you needed it.
okay, yes, I do, please. This land swap agreement, you guys wanted it advertised, it has been advertised, so I didn't know if you wanted to act on that while Mikey was here.
Public hearing, right?
I think we do have to have a public
Yeah.
hearing.
Oh, okay.
The girls were supposed to put it in for that our next meeting, if I remember. Do we still got time to do that?
Yes, as a matter of fact,
supposed
I
to-
thought I put on there that it was a public hearing when I advertised it.
So we're gonna have
right,
to wait,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, sorry.
This is that kind.
Thank you. Oh, you gave me one of these already.
Okay.
I thought we were talking about something else. Thank you.
We have the vendor names.
Well, Mike, also this needs to be signed by you, this appointment thing. And also Bernadette's still here. She asked for candidate penalty fund ordinance and I guess Justin was supposed to work on it.
Yeah, honestly, I've just not gotten around to it, guys.
Okay,
Been a little tied down, but I'll have it for your next meeting.
here are the vendor claims and payroll claims. And the minutes, give them all to you at once. Well, I can get it.
And we
separate.
already voted on both of these candidates, right? If we approved it,
Yes,
you guys remember Deb Hansen? Oh, yeah. And Angela.
Yeah.
like, yeah, you guys have all those, yeah.
Yeah. It only had one name.
Thank you.
Okay, we have vendor claims for a total of $182,729.26. I think the only thing that was really in question was that Amazon, and then we gotta determine what we wanna do with that going forward. So we have a department that turned in some expenses on Amazon. Probably related more towards office comfort than office needs.
Right.
So. What do you guys wanna?
I think. See if all the other officers do it, I think. I mean, cause if they do, then we leave it, but it's about coffee.
We don't do it, and I don't think we've had anybody else turn in claims for coffee.
No. I bring my own.
I bring my own. Right here.
There. I purchased our own pods for our, we do have a Keurig machine in our office that belongs to the office.
Right.
But I purchased, or we bring our own pods in for.
And I know Michelle in the assessor's office, she
They make
brings
their
a can of coffee to work with her and she
Yep.
makes her coffee. But she buys her coffee.
So do we? Maybe wanna make a policy then, that, just so it's maybe more well known.
Right.
And
Maybe we
then,
need to know like what we are allowed to
Right.
purchase for the offices.
I wonder if we shouldn't put it on an agenda to have department heads come in. For like a 10-minute piece in our next public meeting. To discuss that.
Yeah.
Would that make any sense? So we can
Yeah.
get some feedback from folks. Can
Yeah, that'd be fine.
we do that, Michael?
Everybody's aware.
Yeah, then they can come if they wanna discuss it.
Yep.
Did you get that?
I think
So we got a motion from Donnie for the $182,729.26.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So you're approving that one claim? Okay, just making sure.
But we're gonna have further discussion. We'll invite the department heads to come in
Mhm.
to discuss it. Do we want to cover this real quick, the payroll?
Yeah, let's get that done.
Right. Oh, yes, ma'am.
To go back to the payment of for coffee. I don't know how offices handle it, but I think if you, as an office, are hosting a meeting where you are providing water or coffee or soft beverages, maybe if you establish a policy, those kinds of things could be
Right.
included in the, expenses that would be allowable.
Yeah, I think that's a good thought.
I think is that we do have, some offices have a Culligan water machine in them.
Right.
Those come out of our budget.
Right.
Okay.
And I think that'll be good to have a
Yeah.
quick discussion with everybody, just to kind of figure out where that line is, you know. Okay, we have payroll claims and a total of $370,095.10.
So move. I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Tori, you got something for us?
Yes.
So this is the Title VI for our ADA. For 2026, as soon as this one's fully entered, we're gonna roll on 27.
Tori, I can't hear you.
This is the Title VI for ADA. So this is our 2026 plan. Like I said, after it's signed and fully sent over to NDOT, we're gonna start on 27 because our transition plan, we're gonna go through all the buildings this year in a more detailed way than we do in the in-between years. I don't need signatures for the transition plan, but the Title VI is what you guys approve. And basically, that's just all the forms that sit in the offices. If we have any kind of a dispute or somebody files, for discrimination or whatnot. That's what that is.
And that's already been reviewed by Justin.
Yes.
So we just need a motion to approve it.
So move. I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And then I'll be back with you guys probably towards the end of the summer for the new transition plan, okay?
Could I get copies of those, please?
Yeah. Do you need them for this or do you want the official?
I would like to have them for the minutes, if you don't mind.
Okay.
And then I would want the official one after it's signed.
Thanks, Cal.
Is that okay?
Yeah, it's,
I don't have it.
because they'll come back and done.
Right here.
Yeah. You give me a copy and I'll give them back here.
Thank you.
You guys have a chance to read through
Mhm.
them?
I'll make the motion.
A motion, a second to approve the minutes from the February 2nd meeting. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Go around the room. You ready to hang that over?
Oh, key approval, I'm sorry. There's three.
That. Oh, would you?
No, you got three here. Rebecca is going to the recorder's office, so she'll need a key, needs keys for the recorder's office. Ravi Blodgett is now full-time, so they want keys for her. And Maria Booth, the Veteran Service Office, they want keys for her.
You guys want to do them one at a time? Or
So, put them all, I would say.
you guys want?
So Rebecca, she'll be turning yours in then.
Do what?
Auditor's
Yeah.
key will be.
So you guys want to do a motion for everybody or?
Yeah. I'll make the motion to approve all of them.
Okay, that's Rebecca, Robbie and Maria. I'll
Yeah.
second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. This is quite a signature line we have here. Can we update this a little bit? I mean, that's hard to read and not a lot of room here to.
Rick is the one who prepares those. I don't know if he's here. I'll tell him.
I guess.
Usually just put it by approved.
That's kind of.
If Rick needs help doing that, I will help him.
Thank you.
I need a little help.
A little bit, yeah. It'd be nice if they made room for all three of us to sign.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll help.
And I think we had a hand up back here.
Yeah, can I just approach real quick? I did spoke about something in the ordinance. I apologize. I just want to make sure that I get this correct. There, in section number 6, when this was established, it does say that additionally, any person or entity found in violation of provision of this ordinance shall be subject to fines of not less than $3,000 for each violation, plus damages, expenses, costs, and legal fees. So there are fines involved in this. I believe I said that there wasn't. So I wanted to correct that real quick. All right, thank you.
An update. Air quality was done on Thursday. $2,100.
It will be done this Thursday,
It'll be done this Thursday.
both facilities.
I'm doing all three. If I'm gonna do one, I'm gonna do all
Probably
three.
a good idea.
Good, yeah, good
I'm gonna
idea.
Ramp it through there. And next thing you know, someone will start getting sick.
Right.
And if they give you a feedback right away, give me a buzz or whatever, and I'll contact these
We
two.
should have the report back by Friday morning.
Okay,
Now, do we want to do a motion to approve that?
probably budgeted.
Is that in your budget or we gotta?
The 2,100 I didn't account for now.
Well, I'll make a motion, we give them up, you got.
We got a motion on Sally?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yeah, it'll be done on Thursday.
Great, thanks.
Results.
They'll just put that to bed. That'll be good.
Yeah, I had another one who was watching the meeting, said, well, I'm not working at
All right. We could, I don't know if we could add that to our executive and make a decision on that after we get the results.
Yeah, I think we'll probably end up with 2 executives and then on short regular.
Regular.
What do you think?
They were going.
Yeah. That good with you guys?
Yeah.
Yep.
You get that, Michaeline?
I'm sorry.
Okay, so there's probably gonna be 2 executive meetings followed by a regular meeting.
Yeah, I think I wrote that down in
Okay,
earlier.
anybody else? Sir?
There's 5 of us here from Bower Shores to talk about our roads. Yeah, we were told that we started in 2024 to resurface our neighborhood. 2025 was postponed. I'm here to ask if we're gonna finish this year in 2026. Please and thank you.
Well, Rachel's.
Rachel's gone, I can reach out to her, or whatever, 'cause I got his number.
I'm sorry, what?
I said reach out to Rachel, Mike's in charge of the garage, but I'll call Rachel. Actually, I was out there when that all started, the 3 years, and they did put you on hold. Let me find out where she's at on her paving, and I'll call you. I got your number, so. Okay,
She did say she was gonna be submitting her paving schedule to
All right.
us shortly.
all right. So I'll try to get an answer before our next meeting, and I'll give you a buzz.
Okay. That's fine.
I mean, is that okay with, I don't have no, cause she's already gone now, otherwise I could ask her.
Well, if we have concern, of course, because we would put up
Right,
quite
right.
20 years
It's even worse
as it
now.
goes through the
Okay.
difference. Don, what's his
So you're
name?
just talking the extra, but she was gonna do it in 3 phases. if I
Yeah.
remember.
Right.
You got 1 phase done and you're wanting your
It'd be nice to
second.
finish it.
Well, and that
She-
was- right.
She needing your name for the minutes.
Sure. Galen, GALEN.
Actually, you said you had 5 people here today?
Yes.
If you guys wouldn't all mind just saying your names for the record. That's good.
Bonita Beck,
I'm sorry.
Bonita Beck, BONITA. Last name Beck, BECK.
Okay.
Karen, KAREN, traditional spelling, Karen, and the last name is Brazelis, F as in Frank, RI, Z as in zebra, ELIS, Brazelis.
Jim Lee. Three letters.
Got it.
Ed Frizelis.
And that's on her.
Yeah, that's fine.
Got it.
All right, anybody else?
Motion adjourned.
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Oh.
Right.
I was going to.
You guys.
Just saying.
Yeah, I think. I had the same. Unless it's. I don't know, is that what? Just.